exams with my team. And lastly, we will work on solving doubts. And for this, we have someone really special coming in. Can you guess who it could be? It's someone who you love a lot. Who is it? You'll find out. Let's begin with our first topic. What really happens when we don't fully listen to people? We'll understand this through a role play. So I'm going to show you an incident that happens between two people, Bulbul and her mother. Bulbul is this 17-year-old girl who absolutely hates school and she wants to quit school. And then we have her mother. Now pay attention to how the conversation goes between them. Let's watch.
Bulbul, tired? What happened, beta? Why are you looking so low?
Please leave me alone, Mom.
What happened?
I don't know, Mama.
Look, I'm your mom. You can share with me. What happened?
I don't know, Mama. You would think I'm stupid.
No, Bulbul, why would I think so? Look, who loves you the most? Huh? Who cares most for you? Your mama, na? Huh? I know there is something wrong. Tell me.
Shall I tell you the truth?
Yeah, of course.
Mom, I don't like school. I'm just sick of it. I don't like it.
Bulbul, what happened? Is there anything troubling you?
Mom, it's not helping me in any way.
At your age, actually, none of the kids wants to go to school. I also didn't like it then. But now I know that education is very important at each step of your life.
Mom, I've already given it so many years. How has it helped me? This calculus and algebra are not going to help me in my life in any way.
Then what are you going to do? Look at your sister. You have an example at home. She has studied so well, worked hard, and doing so well in life.
Mom, but I don't want to be like my sister. I just don't like school.
What are you saying? You know how many sacrifices me and your dad have done for you. And suddenly you're saying that you don't want to go to school? Listen, my child, sweetheart. You are a very intelligent girl. Don't let these thoughts come to your mind. Just concentrate on your studies and I'm sure that you will do very, very well. Even better than your sister. Are you listening me?
So that was the conversation between Bulbul and her mother. Now I want to ask you, do you think that Bulbul's mother's intentions were wrong? No, of course not. She loved her daughter and she simply wanted the best for her daughter. And that's why she was giving those advices. But in the end, how did Bulbul end up feeling? Even though the mother's intentions were good and pure, Bulbul still at the end felt isolated, felt closed in, right? She felt like no one understood her. So what did the mother do wrong? Well, there were three mistakes that the mother made in her conversation with Bulbul. First, the mother was quick to give advice. Study harder, my child. Education is very important at each step of your life. Her advice is good, it's great. But did really Bulbul want advice when she told her mother about her struggles at school? No. Then what did Bulbul want? Bulbul simply wanted to be heard. She wanted her mother to understand what she was going through, her stress, her pressure. She wanted to know that her mother loved her and was with her. She didn't want advice. So even though the mother's intentions were in Bulbul's best interest, it's not what Bulbul was seeking at that moment which made her feel further closed. Another mistake that the mother made was that she started comparing Bulbul's situation to her sister. Look at your sister. She studied so well, worked hard, she's doing so well in life. Knowingly or unknowingly, we all do this in our conversations. When someone opens their hearts to us, instead of fully listening to them, understanding them, we start comparing their situation to somebody else's situation or sometimes even our own situation. So we start comparing. But this also makes the other person feel more closed. Another mistake that the mother made was that she was only seeing the problem through her own lens. You know how many sacrifices your dad and I have made for you? She was seeing the problem through her lens, through her own paradigm, her own perspective. She was not able to step into Bulbul's shoes. She was not even trying to enter Bulbul's frame of reference. Now you may be sitting there thinking, yes, Bulbul's mother should have done better, so many mistakes, but hey, seek within. Don't you also often start to advise to people when they share their heart with you? Aren't you also often quick to compare? Aren't you also always seeing the situation from your own lens and not stepping into their lens? Well, it's not just you. It's all of us who do this. Most of us. Because we've not been trained to listen. What do you think happens when we don't fully listen to the other person and we start interrupting, advising, judging, comparing? What happens? The other person feels closed, yes, but it leads to major drains in our relationship with them. Let's take another situation to understand this point deeper. Suppose you've been having trouble with your eyes and you decide to go to an optician for help. After listening to your complaint, the optician takes off his glasses and hands them to you and says, put on these now. I have worn these glasses for last 10 years and they've really helped me. From now on, you also wear these. Don't worry, I have extra pair at home. Now when you put on these glasses, you realize it only makes your problem worse. And you say, this is terrible. I can't see anything. Now the optician says, hey, but they have worked great for me. Try a little harder, come on. You say, I'm trying, but everything is blurry. You're not even grateful after all that I've done to help you, says the optician. Now, what are the chances that you'll go back to this optician? No chance, right? This scenario is not just true for the optician or for the mother. It happens to all of us. Let's move on to a quick reflective activity. I want you to think, how often do you interrupt or advise without fully listening? Close your eyes and think. How often do you find yourself interrupting people? How often do you find yourself thinking about the next thing to speak when someone's talking to you? When someone is speaking to you, are you constantly thinking about what they did right, what they did wrong, but not stepping into their shoes? You can open your eyes now. We'll do a quick writing exercise. You can open your Ultimate Health journals, please. Write the names of 3 people you do this with. If more than 3 people come to mind, please write more. No problem. We'll take about 1 minute for you to write this. So did any names come to your mind? Well, it's not just you. We all have a tendency to rush in and fix things with our good advice because we see the other person from our lens, from our perspective, our paradigm. We don't really take the time to understand them. We never really understand what's going on inside the other human being. How can we avoid this? How can we be better understanders, better listeners? Well, for exactly this, we will move on to the next step of our roadmap. The golden mantra for amazing relationships. One of the most powerful ways to have excellent relationships to avoid creating any new knots in your current relationships. And that is seek first to understand before being understood. I repeat, seek first to understand before being understood. How do you do this? Well, simply you let go of your own shoes and step into the other person's shoes for that moment. You get inside the other person's frame of mind, who you're having a conversation with. You see the world from their lens. You see life how they see the world, not how you see the world. The purpose of seeking first to understand is not that you necessarily agree with the other person. No. But it is that you fully and deeply understand the other person. So on practical grounds, how do you really do this? Do you just sit there listening to the other person, nodding your head and shaking your head, saying yes to everything? No, not at all. There's a proper method to follow when you want to seek first to understand. This may be something that may be very, very new for you, and in the beginning it may feel effortful or crazy, but hang on and just listen with an open mind. So, step one is listening to the other person with undivided attention. Not looking at your phone, not looking at the clock, not looking somewhere else while they're talking to you. And most importantly, note this down. Not thinking about what you will say next. Genuinely understanding from a pure heart what the other person has to say and giving them your undivided attention. That's the first step of seeking first to understand. Step 2 is to repeat what they said to them in your own words. जो वो बोल रहे हैं उसी को अपने शब्दों में आप उन्हें वापस बोलो. वो दूसरा स्टेप है. So when Bulbul says, I just don't like school anymore. I don't want to go to school. I'm so sick of school. Now if the mother has to repeat what Bulbul said in her own words, what would she say? She would say something like, Bulbul, it seems you're really frustrated with school and that's making you upset and angry. That's the mother repeating what Bulbul said back to Bulbul but in her own words. When the mother repeats Bulbul's feelings, what would Bulbul start to feel? Bulbul would start to feel understood, that her mother is really listening to her. So step 1 of seek first to understand is to listen to the other person with undivided attention. And you don't just listen to what they are saying, but you listen with your heart to what they are feeling. And step 2 is to repeat what they said in your own words. When you do these two things, you automatically start truly and genuinely understanding the other person. But on the other hand, what do you not want to do? You don't want to jump to give advice, or in other words, give counsel. Oh, you should have done this. You should do this. No. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply, to advise, which is a problem. Second thing you don't want to do, you don't want to compare their situation to your own situation or someone else's. I also went through the same problem. Let me tell you my experience. That's comparing. You don't want to do that if you want the other person to really feel understood. And third thing not to do is judge the other person from your own lens, from your shoes, from your perspective. Now I know it's difficult because our immediate reaction when someone shares something with us is to advise, compare, or judge. But when we patiently understand, it leads to huge investments in our relationship with them. Also, seeking first to understand before being understood is also a huge way of showing your respect to someone. In today's world, one of the greatest gifts that you can give to another person is genuinely listening to them. Not just to what they are saying, but also to what they are deeply feeling. Now, if Bulbul's mother seeked first to understand before being understood, how do you think the conversation would go like? Would you like to see? Well, here it goes.
Bulbul, tired?
Nothing, Mom. Please leave me alone.
Why are you feeling low?
I don't know, Mama.
What happened, beta? You can share with me.
I don't know, Mama. You would think I'm stupid.
Arey, why would I think so? Huh? Look, who loves the most? Who cares for you? Your mama? Anna? And since few days I've seen that you're very tensed. Share with me.
Should I tell you the truth?
Of course.
I don't like going to school. I just don't want to go to school. I don't think it's helping me in any way.
So my daughter is tensed about going to school.
I don't think all these things like calculus and algebra are going to help me in any way in life. I just want to quit school and do something better with my life.
So you feel you're wasting your time and you're not learning what you really want to learn?
Mom, I told you, right, that I want to be an artist like Dali and Picasso. So I don't think these things will help me in any way. I know that elementary education is very important for me because if I don't pass school, then how am I going to join art college? So,
So you know that education is very important, but you're confused.
exactly, Mom. You know how much I get tensed about all this, right? So I wanted to tell you something. It's just that that maths test that happened the other day at school, I scored the lowest in that. 40 out of 100. Mom, I had studied for it. I had prepared well. I think I'm going to fail this year. I'd rather just quit school than failing. But what about art school then? What do I do then?
So that was the video. Did you notice a change in Bulbul, her attitude, when her mother was really understanding her instead of advising, comparing, judging, interrupting? Did you notice what a real difference true understanding can make to a relationship? So this time, what did Bulbul's mother do right, which allowed Bulbul to open up to her? Well, let's understand a little more closely. So when Bulbul said, I don't want to go to school anymore, the things I'm learning will never help me in life, the mother says, so you feel school is not doing you any good and you feel terrible because you feel it's wasting your time. By saying this, mother is not advising Bulbul in any way. She is not saying whether what Bulbul is saying is right or wrong. No. The mother simply is rephrasing what Bulbul said back to Bulbul in Bulbul's own words. You know what I mean? And this, in turn, not only makes Bulbul feel understood by her mother, but, listen carefully, but by repeating back to Bulbul, the mother actually will end up understanding her daughter much more. Then Bulbul says, But I also know that school is important. If I don't pass school, I will never get admission in my dream college. If you are Bulbul's mother and you had to practice seeking first to understand, what would you say? Come on, take a few seconds, think. What would you say? Well, to this, Bulbul's mother said this time, so you know that education is important in life and you're even more confused. You see, now here again, Bulbul's mother is number one, listening to Bulbul with her undivided attention, and number two, repeating what Bulbul said back to Bulbul in her own words, in Bulbul's own words. So you see, when you seek first to understand before being understood, when you simply listen with your undivided attention and you reflect their feeling back to them, you open this soul to soul flow. The other person feels safe to open up to you with their innermost, tendermost feelings, and they begin to trust you. Before we move on to the next part of today's roadmap, I want to show you one more role play. This is a conversation that happens between two partners, Rishi and Anjali, and in this also you will be able to clearly see how this principle, what happens when this principle is not applied first, and then you will see what happens when this principle is applied. So here it goes.
Hi Rishi. I was about to call you.
Yeah.
Ah. You freshen up, I get some tea for you.
Yeah. Oh, Anjali, there's a chivda packet in my bag. Get that also.
Okay. Tea is ready, Rishi.
Yeah, so I have to discuss a couple of things. So, can we fix a meeting at 2 p.m. tomorrow? So, will that work for you?
You should
All right.
get your work calls in the office now.
Just a 2-minute call. I was trying to call him since morning.
Chalo, let's have tea. Actually, I almost forgot. Remember Arjun Bhaiya?
Yeah.
He called today. They have bought a 3 BHK house in Southex.
Oh, wow.
And on this Sunday, they have a housewarming party. And he has said that both of us should pakka come. So please keep this Sunday free, huh Rishi?
Anjali, Anjali, it won't be possible. Actually, there's a
Don't tell me you won't be able to make it, Rishi.
Actually, Puneet sir is getting retired and there's a retirement party.
You always do this. Last year also you didn't come for the anniversary celebration. And before that, for Divya's wedding also you were not there.
Anjali, Puneet sir is getting retired. We have planned a big farewell party for him. It's really important for me to go.
To go now. Go on the next day. And take a nice gift for him also. I think I have a fancy bedsheet set with me. I'll wrap it up nicely and you can gift it to him. He will love it.
Anjali, think once. Does this even make sense? You're telling me not to go with the entire team on Sunday and then go the next day with a bedsheet?
I wanted you to be there for me and my family. You can't even do that. These farewells will keep on happening.
Anjali, but these are not like any other farewell. And Puneet sir is not like any other person in the office. He's my mentor. He's taught me everything since day one. He's held my back. And you know, he's like a guru to me. And how can I not go for this? Achha, let's do one thing. Let's go to Arjun Bhaiya's house next weekend and spend some quality time there.
I know how much quality time you can spend with my family. Look at my sister's husband. He's also really a very busy person. I'm the only one standing alone at all the family functions. I don't like this, Rishi.
Anjali, honestly, you also know that I've been occupied with work for the past 3 months. Before that, I was coming everywhere. This one is really important for me, Anjali.
I understand that, Rishi. But you also try to understand me, no? If it was your brother's inauguration, you would have moved your schedule around to make it happen. But only when it's me and my family, you never have time for us. Oh, I almost forgot. Remember Arjun Bhaiya? My Taji's son. He called today. They have bought a 3 BHK flat in South X.
Wow.
Yeah. And on this Sunday, they have a housewarming party. And he has invited both of us to come Pakka se. So please keep this Sunday free, huh?
Anjali, this Sunday... Actually, this Sunday seems to be tough.
Why? Something has come up?
Yeah, there's a very important function at office. Puneet sir is getting retired.
Oh, Puneet sir is retiring.
So we have a farewell party for him this Sunday. And you know how much he means to me. He's my mentor, my guru. Everything I am today, I think I completely owe it to him. And you know, since the beginning of my career, he's helped me at every step. Taught me everything I wanted to learn. I don't even have words to explain how much he means to me.
I know, Rishi. He's not just any other colleague or senior for you. He's your mentor, your guru, your teacher, your trainer. He's really important to you.
Maybe that's why this farewell is so emotional for me. I can't even think how would office feel like without him. So used to seeing him smiling every day.
I know. When you get used to seeing someone every day and you suddenly stop seeing them, it can be very unsettling.
Thanks for understanding. But also, I do understand it is very important to go to Arjun Bhaiya's house. And what are the timings exactly?
There's Havan in the morning and then dinner in the evening. So I think the function will go on till 7 or 8 p.m. at night.
These are the same timings as Puneet sir's farewell. But let me check. It's 25 kilometers from the office.
Oh.
I mean, if it was nearby, I would have wrapped it up earlier and, directly come there. Anjali, now that you've understood the entire situation, what do you think we should do?
Honestly speaking, Rishi, I really wanted you to come for Bhaiya's housewarming celebration. Really, really wanted you to be there. Even Mummy, Papa and Bhabhi, they were all wanting you to be there. And I even told them that you'll be coming without even asking you. But that was before I realized how important Puneet sir's farewell was to you. After I've heard you, I think you should definitely go and see him.
I'm really sorry, Anjali.
Arey Baba. Now please do me a favor. Call Arjun Bhaiya and explain the entire situation to him. He'll feel very happy.
Yeah, definitely I will do that.
So I hope this roleplay made it a little bit more clearer for you what real understanding can do to a conversation and a relationship. Now, I just want to mention when Anjali, in the second part, when Anjali seeked first to understand before being understood, It's not like she got what she wanted from her husband Rishi. No, Anjali still didn't get what she wanted, which was for Rishi to go for the brother's housewarming party. But simply by Anjali really understanding Rishi, you saw how differently the conversation ended, how differently the two people felt, how differently it impacted their relationship at the end. So when you seek first to understand before being understood, it's not important that you get what you want from that conversation. Although it does allow for a win-win solution to come about. It does allow for both people to understand each other better and think of a better third alternative. It does allow that. But that's not the intention you practice it with, if you know what I mean. All right. With that, we'll move on to the last part of our roadmap, solving doubts. So I know that a lot of...
Hello, ma'am.
Who's that?
Yes.
Ganpatji? Again you are here? How come?
Yes, we met last time asking question, you remember?
Yes, of course you came to my house. How can I forget?
Yes, madam, many more questions arise from this topic also. One
More
minute.
questions? Oh my god, Ganpatji.
You can see me nicely, right?
I can see you, but why are you so low? Come up.
Now better?
No, I can't see you properly. Yes,
Now looking nice?
yes, come up fully.
Now perfect?
Yes, now perfect.
Visible fully now?
Visible. Yes, how are you doing?
I am very good, madam, but today's class was very heart to heart, very nice.
How was the role play? You understood Bulbul and her mother role play?
Yes, madam, very much understand both role plays and very much connected to the heart. I feel myself only after watching your video. Yes.
Okay, so I was actually, we had reached one of the last part of the session, Ganpatji, solving doubts. But I think rather than doing it like that, it's good if you can only solve the doubts, why not?
Madam, this topic very nice, but some very genuine query come from the heart. May I ask, madam, one
Okay.
firstly?
How many queries you have?
4 to 5, but very real. No
Okay.
faltu question asking right now.
You never ask faltu question, that I know.
Very real problems coming.
Yes.
Starting, madam. I start first question.
First question, yes.
Madam, after listening, watching both role play, I realize, is it necessary every time other person say anything, we have to say yes madam, yes sir? Every time agree only? What about my feelings, madam? What about my getting heard, madam? Every time I have to agree. This not fair, very much fair. Other person should also understand. Na? Every time why I only understand?
That's a very real question, Ganpatji. So from what I understand, you're asking that why should I say yes every time? Do I have to agree every time in the conversation?
Yes, absolutely.
So the answer, Ganpatji, is that the purpose of seeking first to understand before being understood is not that you agree with the other person. Not at all. It is that you first fully and deeply understand them. Later, even if you disagree with them, even if your viewpoint is totally opposite to them, no problem. You don't have to agree to them, but you have to fully listen to them. That's what this principle is saying.
You mean to say fully listen, need not agree or always, can disagree also.
Can disagree also, yes. See, remember the principle. Seek first to understand. And what does the second part of the principle say? Before being?
Understood.
Yes.
Yes.
So you also have to make yourself feel understood. But later. Not first, you make yourself feel understood. You make yourself feel understood later. And when you make yourself feel understood later, then If you want to disagree with them, no problem, you disagree with them. But by then, you have fully understood them, their viewpoint. So even if you disagree with them, then they will know that you have fully taken their point and then decided to disagree. Rather than just suddenly you go into the conversation, disagree, create a ruckus.
I am understanding, madam. Very much clearly understanding. Not reacting at once, shouting. First understanding, then making other person understand my part.
Yes.
Got it, madam. Next question, madam. Very real, very...
All your questions are very real only. Please ask.
Another from practical life. Pushpender applied this concept. He went to office. His employee came to him. Employee said, I want 1 day leave. Pushpender said, Acha, you want 1 day leave? Then he said, yes sir, my sister's wedding. Then Pushpender said, oh, your sister's wedding. Then madam, the employee can't tell you, got very frustrated. What happened to Pushpender sir? Everywhere it's creating problem only.
Valid question. Very valid question, I must say. So you can note this down, Ganpatji.
Very clear.
This principle is only needed to be used when emotions involved are high. You don't need to use in every conversation, not necessary to use in every conversation, not viable to use it in every conversation. You only need to use when the matter being discussed is personal or sensitive to the other person, when their emotions are involved in that discussion. If Pushpender's worker coming to him saying that I want leave, there is no high involvement of emotions, right? But if same person comes and says to Pushpender that I have been feeling a little low lately in my work. I don't think what I am doing at my work job is the right thing for me. Then Pushpender needs to practice seeking first to understand before being understood. Because in that time, the emotions involved are high. If delivery boy calls, emotions involved not high. It's a very functional, mechanical conversation. You don't need to really understand or... No. You know what I mean?
Very much clear, madam. Now, right now, I using in everywhere, all time, understanding everyone. But you say wherever connection high, emotions high involved, there only use, right?
Yeah, mainly it is to be used there.
Understood, madam. But madam, here only I tried applying one more. I remember one more incident. Day before yesterday, my wife went to kitty party. Her whole circle happening these days, kitty parties. But one of her friend didn't speak nicely to her. She came to me. She started sharing everything. Then very heart to heart conversation happening. I remember high emotion conversation. Then madam, the conversation went on, understanding only happening for 40 minutes. So much time it takes, madam, this whole process. What to do? Always it takes so much time.
Acha, tell me, when you understood your wife that day, how did the conversation end?
Oh, madam, that I can't tell you. Very much connected I feel from her after the conversation. Very much peaceful she also felt. Very much heard, nice feelings happening after we went for dinner also.
Arey wah, where did you go?
To a restaurant, madam, nearby restaurant. I had lot of food.
Okay. So, Ganpatji, if I understand correctly, your question is that if we practice this, it wastes too much time. Same conversation can be done over in 5 minutes. Why 40 minutes you take, right?
Exactly, 100%, yes.
Okay. So, this is true. What you are saying that this takes time and you should only practice it when you have that time. If you're in a rush, then don't bother. But in the short run, it takes time. In that moment, it takes time. But eventually, in the long run, Ganpatji, it saves a lot of time. Ganpatji, by the way, what is the name of your wife?
Madam Sulekha, my wife's name. Yes.
Sulekha, okay. So when Sulekha ji came and shared with you, if you had not listened, you had not understood her, if you would have just wound up conversation, she came to you with problem, and if you would have wound up conversation in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you quickly give her advice and go. Then what would happen? She would feel hurt somewhere deep inside, even if it's small. It would create some misunderstanding, right? Later it would create some fight. Then later you would spend so much more time resolving that fight, resolving those misunderstandings. But when you spend more time today, you have prevented that misunderstanding, that fight, that bitterness, that resentment in the relationship from day one. So in short term, yes, agreed, takes time. You have to give it that time. In the long term, this habit actually saves you a lot of time, Ganpatji.
You mean to say prevention is better than cure, right?
Somewhat, yes.
Understanding.
Any more questions you have, or can I proceed with my session?
One last very genuine problem. I applying this principle many places in my life. One common thing I feel, madam, this whole process of the other person saying, I repeating in my own words, then saying, then I repeating, this feels very mechanical, madam, like a machine. You say, I repeat my words. Another statement, I repeat my words. That heart to heart, that flow not happen.
So, Ganpatji, it's like, tell me one thing. What are languages you know in life?
Very good English I know, perfect English I know, Hindi I know, two language.
Punjabi you don't know?
पंजाबी तो मैडम नहीं पता इतना.
Okay. But let's say when you were learning English, initially when you were learning, when you were speaking English, it was not very natural, right? You had to think a lot. You had to first form sentence in your mind, then you had to utter it, right? It was a little mechanical that way. It wasn't so fluent, not so flowy, right?
Initially, this happened when I learned Sanskrit also in school time.
Yes.
Very difficult.
Yes, but now it's become second nature to you. Now when you have to speak a sentence, you don't think, right? How to construct this sentence, etc.
Yes, English with English happening.
Yes. So same happens with this. Listening is also a sort of a language. Initially, it is mechanical. Initially, it is intentional. You have to intentionally do it. You have to keep it at the back of your mind that I have to seek first to understand. I have to reflect what they're saying, say it back to them. Initially, all this happens. But as you keep doing it, like any other language, ultimately, eventually, it becomes a part of who you are. It becomes a part of your being. Then you don't need to remember this. Then you don't need to remind yourself, listen. No, then it happens automatically. That it becomes who you are. You become a truly good listener and understander. So initially, yes, little mechanical, eventually very fluent you will get at this.
Has this, madam, happened to you also?
Yes.
Now it is fluent for you.
Yes, Kanpaji, I am also on my way getting there slowly. But initially it was very difficult. Now it's a little more fluent. As I keep practicing this, it will become my second nature.
So I am in the mechanical phase, initial phase. Then practice is important. Then fluency come automatic.
Yes, yes. Like any other language, this also has to be practiced.
Very interesting concept, madam. Nobody ever tell in such detail how to understand. You tell us. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you think you'll be able to now improve your relationships?
Madam, already I told you with my wife, I feel more connected after conversation. Madam, slowly, I think all relationships will improve. Listening, power of listening.
How are Pushpender, Ravi? How is everyone doing? How is the little grandson?
God's grace happening, full swing, madam, all happy, all cheerful. Now this understanding also happens everywhere, repetition occurring in the house. Very nice culture.
Wonderful. I'm happy to hear that, Ganpatji.
That is all, madam. Now you can please proceed with the session.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ganpatji, for coming.
One second. Next time doubt come, I will again come. Don't stop or don't do anything, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Bye, Ganpatji.
Bye, namaste, bye.
Namaste. Alright, so the last part of our roadmap was solving doubts, but I think Ganpatji coming in has already done that for us. With that, we complete our roadmap for today. Not just our roadmap, we also complete habit 5, which is to nourish relationships. I truly believe that our relationships are the greatest, the most beautiful part of our human existence. If you take just these two things seriously, letting go of unresolved relationships to cleanse old emotional toxins and seek first to understand before being understood to nourish your present relationships, if you apply just these two values, these two qualities in your life, you will prevent many knots from getting formed. And it will save you a lot of time in your life dealing with toxic emotions. Your heart will always feel a sense of lightness, a sense of joy, a sense of bliss. You will have no stressors or toxic emotions weighing your heart down. And this will help significantly in you always being in your ultimate health. So, now that you know the two values to drastically improve your relationships, we will move on. And of course, today's daily challenge is still left. But before I announce your daily challenge for today, I have a really special video to share with you. So, as you know, on Sunday we had the potluck. Some of you got the opportunity to attend one, some of you couldn't make it. But either way, our team has compiled a video sharing the experience that different cities had all across the nation, all across the world in the Find Your Tribe potluck. So come, let's watch. Make sure you stay till the end because today's daily challenge is still remaining.
रंगी परोड़ आवी खुशियों संगे लावी हर खाए हय्यू हाय हाय आसानी किरणों बिखराए उमंग भी छलका है मन हड़वे थी गुनगुनाए हाय 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 हाय
हे शुभारंभ मंगल बेला आई सपनों की डहरी पे दिल की बाजी रे शहनाई 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 सूरज की बाहों में अब है ये जिंदगी किरणें हैं सांसों में बातों में रोशनी सूरज की बाहों में अब है ये जिंदगी किरणें हैं सांसों में बातों में रोशनी जो ही बदली दिल की ताल है आहा यूं ही आया एक ख्याल है आहा पाते हमें जिंदगी एक बार क्यों न करे खुल के हम इसको प्यार जाने किसका है हमें इंतजार की जिंदगी
All right. So that was the compilation of the different potlucks that we had all across the world. With that, we will move on to today's daily challenge to understand how to really put this into action. With one person today in your day, seek first to understand before being understood. It could be anyone. It could be a parent, a colleague, a partner, a spouse, a child. But today, if anyone comes and shares something with you in which high emotions are involved, practice what you learned today. Did the conversation go any differently? Share on our group through a write-up or a video. That's your daily challenge. Moving on to a quick preview for tomorrow's session. So tomorrow we're going to be moving on to our 6th habit. Tomorrow's session will not be hosted by me. It will be hosted by somebody else. Who would it be? Well, someone who is very dear to me and somebody who has something special to share with you. It's going to be another power-packed session. So make sure that you're on time. Moving on to the quote for the day. People don't always need advice. Sometimes all they really need is a hand to hold, an ear to listen, and a heart to understand them. With that, Sattvic Movement signing off day 16 of the Ultimate Health Challenge. Hope to see you tomorrow.
I sing like the birds, I grow like the trees, I choose to live in love, I am joy, I am ease. I sing like the birds, I grow like the trees, I choose to live in love, I am joy, I am Lakshmi Namaha. Shri Lakshmi Namaha. Shri Lakshmi Namaha. Shri Lakshmi Namaha. I sing like the birds, I grow like the trees. I choose to live in love. I am joy, I am ease. I choose no more fear. I choose no more shame. I choose to live in love. I am light, I am grace. Om Shri Lakshmi Mahadevi Namaha. 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 Shri Lakshmi 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 Namaha. Om Shri Lakshmi Namaha. Shri Lakshmi Namaha. Shri Lakshmi Namaha. Om Shri Lakshmi Namaha. Shri Lakshmi Namaha. Shri Lakshmi Namaha. I walk softly on this earth in the light of God's name. I walk softly on this earth in the light of God's name. I walk softly